This time on Arch's Garage. Hey everyone. Well, it's a Saturday. It's been raining all week. The lawn is really high. And I thought maybe we'll play with this today, just to try it out, right? See if it can connect. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to clean it and make nicey nice to it, but look, everything turns, right? So what if we just go grab it, give it a quick wash over here, just to knock off any of the cheesies on it with the pressure washer that my buddy gave me that happened to be out. I leave it out. And yeah, it's got holes in it and everything, but if we clean the blades and sharpen them, and we try to put some grease in there, and we give it a quick cleaning, I don't want to start picking at it yet, see if we can, the shafts fit and everything. It was on, and we'll lube the crankcase there, the gear case, and let's grab it. Let me go get a hand truck. Let me give it a clean up, and then we'll see if we can drag it in the garage or put it up on the table or something over there by the shop, and get the tractor, and we'll connect it and cut the lawn and see what it does. So just try not to damage the belt with the pressure washer. We see the belt has been riding all weird in a pulley, and all these pulleys. Now we're supposed to put some kind of lube in this gearbox, and I'm not sure where, but you can see the rust, right, which actually isn't that bad. So we'll check the manual. Maybe it gets like rear end lube, you know, but we'll check that in a bit. So over here, you got a split right there, which could easily be welded because it's such heavy steel, and this is bent down here. That's no big deal. Okay, all right, let me get started. It's very heavy, like I can barely lift it, you know, because my back. So I have to be careful with this thing. Now, it's best to put these things on basically on concrete, because you could slide it. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this into my garage, especially with the VW. Like I could probably get it in the garage, but will I have enough room if I get the tractor in there? So that's what we'll be looking at. If not, we'll have to do it on the ground. On a piece of plywood would be good. If I can get the piece of plywood out, that would be fine. Yeah, so the pressure washer, I'll show it to you in a minute. The pressure washer that I used is the one that my buddy gave me, and it's been sitting out here. So it doesn't have the power, and plus it's just intermittent, you know, especially with the nozzle I was using, the turbo nozzle. But my other machine would completely descale this and remove anything. With the turbo nozzle, we remove anything that is questionable. It's so heavy, I don't think this is an issue. Besides, we're not going to be cutting much, right? Wasn't really looking to use this, but I think it'd just be a fun project. Let's see if we can get it into the shop. And yeah, really, it did descale quite a bit of it though. If we can just hump it into the shop without killing my back, and then we'll get started on it and see if we can connect it.
5 minutes later.
I'll show you these. So they get these big bushings. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll get a closer look. Yeah, we're gonna have to clean that up. Definitely. All right, let's get started. Let me bang those off. That flange looks okay. This one here. Pretty good. Now I don't know if there's a particular way you should phase them. I don't think it matters. They don't overlap. I can at least clean all the hardware, and we'll put anti-seize on. All the shafts, they were all splined. Everything on here is splined. We'll wire wheel that, put a little lubricant and no seize, and we'll see if we can get some grease in these grease fittings. We'll use the flapper disc. I mean, we're just going to give them a quickie. No time spent here. They're actually not in bad shape. I'll check balance later. Alright, I'm gonna work this angle, and we'll sharpen them after I get them cleaned up.
20 minutes later.
I even checked the balance on these, and they're great. So there's a little bit of wear on the edges, so I just get them good and sharp. I go dress down the top, and I sharpen them, and I roll the edges because they'll chip. These are heavy blades. All right, so let's get these. Just leave them there, and we got to go grab the wire wheel and clean off these surfaces, and let me clean up the hardware because we still got to dress these out at least and blow everything with the compressed air and put a little oil in there, and we'll see if these might not be any good anymore, but we'll run the wire wheel over that too. That's a little better. Just ran it on the wire wheel. Not great, but you know, okay, they'll do the job for what we want to do. Let me lather them up and butter them up with a little bit of no seize and put everything back on. Alright, I even oiled the rollers. You know, this way it gets rid of any rust. You know, 3 pumps in each one of these. It actually took grease. Blew everything out, oiled in behind. Okay, I also oiled all the pivot points. Wire wheeled off the shaft. We got to check that next. Every pivot point. This took a couple of pumps and the grease came out. There is this thing here. I think we need to take that out. Doesn't want to come out, but yeah, we got it. I don't know what it is, but let's save it. All right, let me just put a little bit of grease around those shafts and the flanges, and then we'll put the blades on. As far as I can tell, that's as good as it's going to get. All right, now I don't think they're timed or anything, because these are not serpentine or cogged groove belts that would hold a position. And they're short too. They don't quite overlap, oddly. All right, let's put it down, and let's see about the gearbox. All right, so these are the shafts. I think we're just going to give them a quick wipe. Maybe a little bit of wire brush. I'll go get the wire brush, and we'll put a little grease on them. Yeah, just to drive that in there, because there's a ball in there as well. We're going to want to lube that, and we want to get some grease in them too. Yeah, just a simple wire brush and this rag and a little bit of cleaner. Get my other wire brush for that. But this one, you just take one of these. Should be enough. It's not really that bad. I'll oil that, because there's 2 ball bearings in there that help it to engage. So we're going to want a little oil back here in that. It's like, I think it's sprung loaded, yeah. Pop a little bit of grease in there. Oh yeah, that came up. Rag that out. That'll work. Put a little bit of oil behind that, but we'll also put a little bit of grease in this. That's beautiful. Just a little bit down in here where those balls are and the spring is, the spring pocket. You know, a lot of it's going to come out, but that's fine. It'll do its job. Now, let's just brush a small amount of grease by hand. Again, a lot of this is going to come off, but that's fine. Alright, that should be good. And this guy looks pretty good. A couple pumps here. Just a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of junk in there. We should be able to blow it out. We're not going to be able to get all the way in there, but that's good. We got some of it. It's nasty, but it's not too bad. It's just some old grease, dirt, and a little bit of rust. We should be able to just put this right back into service. And you know what? These are done. So whatever happens now, right, this part's done. And I think they just go right in. Right? Just like that. It'd be nice to get some grease in there, but we're not gonna right now. And we're probably gonna need to put a little bit of grease in here. I don't know if there's a Woodruff key. I think there is a key that goes here, and I don't have that. So, and I think this tightens down on it. I don't think that is your key. So, I'm going to look to see if I have anything, but we may need to do that. Just wipe a little bit of grease in here. Okay, and we're going to need something for that. But that we do later, because it collapses, and then you can pull it apart to your final, you know, to attach it. Alright, let's not lose this. I don't know what they're doing with that, but that doesn't look stock, but it is what it is. Something's in there. Let me just check the shaft on the gearbox.
A few moments later.
A little bit beat up here. Looks like, I don't know if they drilled it and didn't use the key. There's a key over there, the slot, but I think, well, I'm going to get the grinder out and I'm just going to dress this down a little bit and we'll fit it, make sure it's okay, and then we're done. Alright, so it's going to, the pulleys are a little rusty, this stuff's going to go flying, who knows if the belt will last. I only have one small belt on the PTO, so we don't know what's going to happen with that, but some weird bolts here, but let's just have fun. I'm going to try to finish up now because I need to go cut the lawn. So if this doesn't work, I got to finish the lawn somehow. Alright, I'm going to finish up with a little bit of crocus on that. We'll blow it off and then we'll grease it. And then we'll fit it, see how it feels. Alright, oil behind all the pulleys too. get to the seals, remove any debris. Put a knee on this so it doesn't fall over on me. Yeah, we may have to hit it again. It should just slip right on, but I don't feel why it would be. Could be just in this area here, even though I hit it good. Yeah, see, she's got something's going on. Alright, let me drive that off and see if we can figure out somewhere there's a burr. Alright, I'm going to work on that. Just got this little bit to do here, but just because it's kind of beat up, so. And maybe I'll take a file, flat file. And just treat it. Of course, get a little bit of a flange here. As you can see, it's been cleaned over. And I don't want to beat it up, you know, make it worse. So somewhere here it goes. Yeah, see, now she's starting to. Okay. All right, so just take a flat file, and then I'm going to follow up again with the crocus cloth, and then we'll blow it and grease it. And then we got it. Getting. You know, one of these days it'd be nice to go through my files and find all the dull ones, and you could make chisels and stuff out of them, but and knives, but you know, no more files. Yeah, I know. You're going back and forth, Arch. You see what? Look at that right now. Just want to dress off any of those bumps that I saw. Somebody probably tried to hammer it on. Yeah, she's beautiful. Now, is the whole line up yet? Not yet. Does it? It might. Almost. So it's more down in there. Alright, I'm going to polish it. That's as good as it's going to get. Alright, I'm going to grease it, and we'll just have to knock it on if it has to go that last little bit and drift it. Put a drift in that hole. And I don't know what to do about that. I can't really do anything about that yet. I don't think I have a key for that. I'm going to look, but I don't remember seeing anything that big.
20 minutes later.
Alright, and I banged it in. So I can always make another one. I made it from key stock, you know, rectangular, square, and then put a curve in it on the grinder. I'm going to try and fit it and bolt it up and see what happens. Slid on like butter. Just like butter. Tighten that up, I tighten that up, and just went right on. Now, I don't know if this is the right way to do it. I could check the manual, but yeah, you know how I am. Alright, so let's just get it down and try to get it underneath the tractor and see what gives. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting it on. It's those bearings that are in there. So you have to be able to get this collar back. So I'm just going to clean this a little bit more and re-lube it. Right? And it's starting to clean up. And then we'll put some grease in it too.
Eventually.
I've got it on. Right? There's bolts holding it in place. There. There. It's hard. Okay? It's hard to do. We got to get the wood out. Get your wood out from underneath. I suspect that since the belt is rolled, it'll probably break. And the little belt that's on there probably isn't going to support the load. We have to add a second one. It's locked up too. This isn't, I don't know what this does, but it's certainly not working. Might shake loose. Alright, let's back it up. That's a little lacquer thinner. And then this is a little bit of the Lucas upper cylinder lubricant. That should be enough, I think. Alright, let's go poke that into the Big Bertha. Maybe that's going to be its name. Maybe the big snowblower is Orange and Black Mama, because that seems to work. And maybe this thing's Big Bertha. Can I do this with the, yeah, maybe. Drink it up, Bertha. Right? I think it actually kind of like curdles a little bit. Well, it isn't oil. Alright, let's let that drip in there. We'll starty it up. Get it? Well, it works, even with that one belt. So, we might burn that belt up, but alright, I'm going to go police the yard, and I'm going to start cutting and see what it does. Get it?
later.
So I was just taking a look at this mechanism here. This is the striper kit. So I loosened the U-bolts that are back there on that black plate, and now I can move this, okay? Now, I changed it. I had to bend this back because it's been broken. And I just have it so that this is just barely, not quite laying on the ground, right? Because if I go any lower, it'll be laying on the ground. So it'll be like actually being pushed into the ground if I go to the next notch. So this is 1, 2, 3, so I can remember this notch. And what I'd like to use it for is at least to give me a gauge just about how low I want this thing to go. This is about as low as I want it right now, this deck. Now it has another mechanism here. There's a rod that comes up to here and it goes in here. So it probably had a push button of some kind, sprung load, so lift this off, something like that. Oh look, it's Mr. Dog. So I'm going to just drive it around and see what it does. This would be good to kind of like a preset. If it'll stay there, it might pop out. I had to bend this whole mechanism over even just to get this to line up. It's pretty much out of whack, and it's a lousy weld job. Let me see what it does. Anyway, that's what's going on with it, and I'm going to put this thing away now. I'm done with it for today. I cut the lawn. Okay guys, battery died, but the tractor didn't. It's running great. Even the belt is holding up for now. Both of them. Probably should try to turn it around the other way, but I opened up the hood. I was just checking there. It's smoking a little bit. It's just stuff burning off. I got it good and hot. Everything is running fine. I'm going to keep going a little bit further. Everything's running good. So I'm very happy. I think we're going to leave it here. Everything seems to be good on the tractor. Right? It needs stuff, but for an old machine that's got some issues, it's so easy to turn. It's easy to drive. Way more comfortable than my other machine. Oh my goodness. It is so maneuverable. Really maneuverable. Hold on. I don't want the sun getting at the seat because I'm going to sit on it, you know. Yeah, you don't want that. I'm really happy. I'm going to go cut the other section of lawn. It's about the size of this, so I'm going to go do that. It's, you know, it's too big for, I didn't buy it to really cut the lawn, but I'm telling you. So you drive it around a couple of times. It's not a big deal. It's so maneuverable. So you run over it a few times. You know, really. I mean, it's fun. It's easy. It goes quick. Everything is done. I just got to do perimeters with a weed whacker or a regular lawnmower, my Honda, and clean that up probably tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know if I can get out the front gate. I have a custom gate. I can do the driveway gate, but I don't think I can get it past the vehicle. So probably have to use the other lawnmower for that, one of the others. But again, it's running really good. I don't see any issues with it. It has a few issues with the deck, as you know, and we can address those another time. I'm going to leave the deck. It's hard putting a deck on, right? It's not easy. It's heavy. Plus I'm tired from working on it and doing other things. So I will say I have to learn how to adjust the cutting height. That's another thing. I probably cut it a little too short. Yeah, let me keep going, right? I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what's next. We'll see. I'm going to do something. Later. Hitting. Oh, just go on. Like and subscribe. Simplicity. Sunstar.